We allow the most atrocious lies uttered by political and moral prostitutes to go unchallenged. These lies are endless, recycled in the media until they become ingrained in the public conscience as true. Charles Sullivan. A lot of my deep diver true supporters have been asking me to make a video regarding these hand signs that we see these political leaders and these celebrities and these individuals that are in some type of media use. So I got y'all. I've done my investor search and I have a plethora of information. With that being said, let's jump right into it. We're going to start off by saying, although a lot has been written about the Freemasons at the beginning of the 21st century, there is still a lot of uncertainty about this certain brotherhood, which I'm going to break down in this video. A new member of the Freemasons is known as an entered apprentice. After a while, promotion to fellow craft will be the next and thereafter elevation to the master son. The Scottish rite of Freemasons is one of two branches of Freemasons to which a master son may proceed after he has completed the first 3 degrees of the symbolic or blue lodge. Let's also be clear that the Scottish rite includes the red, the black, and the white degrees from the 4th to the 33rd degree. Above the 33rd degree of the Scottish rite, there exist other degrees. Let's also not forget, since the inception of the Sons, the organization has used secret symbols, secret words, and secret signs to indicate one another that they are free sons, one including the hand over the heart. There are a multitude of handshakes which are connected to the degree which someone belongs. For example, the handshake of an apprentice is carried out with the right hand by pressing the thumb 3 times to the index finger of the person to whom one wishes to introduce oneself as a free son. Let's also be clear that the handshake of the brethren is different from the handshake of the free son, just to put that out there. Let's not forget that these handshakes and other symbols are used during business transactions, legal procedures, and amongst other interactions that these individuals have amongst each other. Let's also not forget that the free sons are built off loyalty and are compelled to help and defend each other through thick and thin, even if it's at the expense of others. They have to go with the free son oath, which says, "I shall help and stand by my fellow free son who is in trouble of any kind, whether this person acts right or wrong, murder and treason not excluded." Some might say, well, also, if that's the case, how do judges and other high officials know who you are if you can't shake their hand? I got y'all. Let's be clear, these individuals speak through hidden symbolism. For example, if an individual goes to the courtroom, the only way the judge will know that this person is a free son would be from certain footsteps that the individual will make. For example, first he'll take a step forward with his left foot and take the heel of his right foot into the hollow of his left foot. Next, he moves the right foot and takes his left heel into the hollow of his right foot. Then he moves the left foot and brings both heels together with the feet in the shape of a V, which will then let the judge know what degree this individual is and what brotherhood he represents. Now I'm gonna back it up just a bit so I can give y'all the 3 degrees that these individuals go by, so you have a more understanding of what I mean when I speak on these degrees, which are the blue degrees, the red degrees, the international inner circle. Now the blue degrees, which aren't initiated in a single important secret, they don't really know nothing. They learn to interpret some symbolisms, which then makes them believe that they understood the actual workings of the free sons entirely. And then you have the red degrees, which indeed think that they know the secrets, but also they don't know the real purpose of the order, y'all. And then you have the international inner circle, the true gentlemen and masters behind the higher degrees and who in reality manage the brotherhood. The higher degrees within the free sons belong to the elite of Satan. Let also be clear that all the new candidates or the new initiatives are hypnotized during their initiation and tied to a demon, not by people, but by the demonic powers which are pulling the strings there, makes them hypnotized. Let's not forget, in Rome, they even organized a real satanical demonstration and unrolled a satanic banner on St. Peter's Square beneath a window of the Vatican. And at the bottom of the banner, it says, "Satan has to rule over the Vatican and the Pope must be his slave." Let's not forget the Portugal Freemasons took responsibility for the 1919 revolution. Also, let's not forget that in 1917 in Mexico, that the Freemasons openly governs with a political party. Let's also not forget to mention that the Freemasons are not familiar with an objective worship of God. These individuals believe in the so-called grand architect of the universe. Now remember when I said that these individuals have to be hypnotized? Understand that These initiatives, these people who start off, don't realize how exposed they are to these demonic entities, subsequently making a symbolic or ritual journey from darkness to light. Let's also not forget that these individuals are very nefarious. If you don't protect your brother, if you don't protect the oath, there are certain things that can happen to you. For example, anyone that they consider a traitor, they will cut that individual corpse into 2 pieces with an axe, the head and the right hand of the body pulled off and the intestines burned. One of the famous stories about the Freemasons is regarding William Morgan, who prepared a publication for the press about some secrets of the Freemasons. Morgan then disappeared in Niagara Falls, and on a memorial stone in honor of his discovered execution was written, "In memory of William Morgan, citizen of Virginia. He was abducted and killed by Freemasons because he had revealed secrets of the order." These individuals starting to sound like the mob. It also be clear that the Freemasons are always going to be wherever there's power at. The United States is a Freemason nation. The former CIA director Allen Dulles and Secretary of State John Foster Dulles descended from a well-known Swiss family that introduced the Scottish Rite in the United States. The Freemasons possess enormous power over the United States. Some Freemasons that were in leadership were George W. Bush, Madison, Monroe, Jackson, Polk, Buckingham, A. Johnson, Garfield, McKinley, T. Roosevelt, Taft, Harding, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, L.B. Johnson, Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, George Washington, and also Bill Clinton. Now that we know about the Freemasons, we're going to jump into the mass media. A lot of individuals always hear me say that these politicians, these leaders are selected, not elected. And what I mean by that is they were educated by the Foreign Leader Program in the U.S. State Department by higher elites. Let's not forget what Moses Montefiore said, quote, "As long as we do not have integral control of the world press, everything we do will be without result. At any rate, we need to make sure that we can influence the world press if we are to govern and shackle the masses," unquote, which will now help you understand why I always mention you got to have mind control over mind control, because today the elite has control over the mass media worldwide. Understand that the press have become the principal tool with which public opinion and thoughts of every individual are shaped. We need to be aware that a complete control of the social means of communication makes it possible to condition the masses, because it allows those in control to manipulate how the masses think and what they desire. Whoever controls the media can determine, control, and manipulate what the masses think. Now for the hand symbolism. Understand that secret messages and orders are passed on and distributed through these secret sign languages and symbols, starting with the index finger. The index finger are most frequently used and least conspicuous signals of the initiate. So basically, there are 2 types of indications. The index finger is pointed away from the face or body, or the index finger touches the face. A third possibility, and one which is used less often, is the simultaneously use of both index finger together. Moving right along, we have the fist. People who bang their fist on the desk or who raise their fist indicate a threat. It is an expression of the will of the superiors, invisibles, to execute a certain project. When the fist is only used to support the head and the text contains no apparent threat, this gesture replaces the indication indicating which of the people involved may be considered an initiative. Then there's the famous OK sign, which has a couple meanings. When the OK sign is made with both hands, it symbolizes a high level of alertness. Only hierarchy members are allowed to use this sign with a very important message attached to it. Makes you think, don't it? Let's not forget about the necktie grip, which symbolizes there is an emergency. Also, it calls on possible initiates for help. And when the initiative reach for their tie, they're calling on their brethren for help. Then you have the lion's paw. And next you have the Grand Master Pyramid, which we see all these individuals using this same sign. Usually individuals that show the pyramid effect are letting you know, one, that they are part of the Freemasons. Not only that, they're also letting you know that they are part of a hierarchy from the Grand Master, which means that they could be either a 33rd degree son, or they can be in a higher position, such as adjacent society, or even part of the most notorious Freemason lodge, which is the P2 Lodge in Italy, that is directly connected to the Vatican, the Knights of Malta, and also the Knights of Templar. Let's not forget the Skull and Bones or the Brotherhood of Death, and also the Order of the Quest, which is also a high-ranking brethrenhood. Let's also be clear that the Jason Scholars or the Jason Society hold the highest and most restrictive security clearance in the nation. Let's not forget that these higher-ranking individuals are also a part of the Council on Foreign Relations, who also controls our government. The Council Foreign Relation does not conform to government policy. The government conforms to the CFR policy. Let's not forget those people over there in Area 51, the Majestic 12, who is also a secret group that is supposed to control extraterrestrial information and project. Let's not forget that Trump is a Knights of Motar, and they have their own constitution, and they are sworn to work toward the establishment of a new world order with the Pope at its head. Since Trump is a Motar, he has diplomatic immunity. He can ship goods across borders without paying any duty or undergoing custom check. Now it should be very clear on why these individuals show these hand signs and why certain individuals are in leadership, because they have sworn to take the nation, to take the people into a one world totalitarian globalist dictatorship movement. So it should be very clear that the Trilateral Commission and the Bilderberg Group are working towards mass control and population gain. With that being said, I was just scratching the surface. I can go on and on about these free sons. I got more. If y'all want to hear more, just let me know. After this little small synopsis that I just gave y'all, I hope now it helps you understand that these people are nefarious and that we literally have to have clear eyes in order to see what these individuals are doing behind these closed doors. We ain't gonna do too much. If you function with me on a monthly, daily, weekly basis, you already understand that clear eyes always recognize real lies. And until next time, I'm always gonna have more videos. Only after becoming familiar with the lore of our own principality is it permissible to learn other things. With that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all, and until next time, I am not here to turn non-believers into believers. I'm only here to bring y'all food for thought. And with that being said, your opinion is your opinion. That part.
Michael and I also want to acknowledge
I mean, this dude is a genius.